Today I'm joined with Hal O'Reilly, the eminent Salford architect, in saying that. It's about a SalfordOnline campaign to restore the Totem Pole, that's its rightful place in Salford. What do you know about the Totem Pole?
Well, I remember the Totem Pole. I remember the Totem Pole being concrete outside, which used to be Leaf Square, which was then the College of Technology, top of Frederick Road. But the wooden one you're talking about, I remember that too, which I don't remember it very clearly, but I remember it being there, and I remember it was really very bright. It was quite beautiful in a way, and I think they are wonderful sculptural images.
Well, what we're trying to do, hopefully trying to do, is have it restored, as we say. Where do you think would be an ideal location in Salford for it?
Well, I think the right place for it would probably be a place that could link with Buffalo Bill being here with the two Indians, and they were 6 months on a site which is Salford Quays, but it was actually the site of the old racecourse. You know, the racecourse started off in Lower Kersal, not in Lower Kersal, actually on Kersal Moor. Then it went from Kersal Moor to down to the docks, before the docks, and then it went to Castle Irwell. But what is now, in fact, going to be Media City was, of course, the area where they largely camped, and of course the river was through there at that particular time.
Well, the Lowry Centre, do you think that would be a suitable location? Or
Well, I think the problem with putting it inside is the advantages are that you would be protected from the weather. The disadvantages are that it won't be seen by as many people. If you had it outside, I mean, if you had it where people got off the trams, for instance, which they will do, or where they would walk to work, or people would walk, and the Salford Quays is going to become a huge metropolis well, for us it's a huge metropolis, and it would be a shame to keep it indoors. I think it would be better really in a public place, quite close to the canal, but on the side of that old camp.
Finally, how do you think this campaign could go forward? Who do you think we should approach, or could we count on your support?
Well, you can count on my support, yes, because I think...
We've not asked for a drawing back.
You're not asked for a drawing?
Yes.
No. Well, you will do, probably. Well, the thing is that I will support it wholeheartedly, because I have a great respect for Indian culture, and I've spent a little time with Sioux Indians, and of course that Totem Pole that was pointed out to me this morning is not a Sioux Totem Pole. Canadian one, yeah. But the point is, I do think that I'd love to support it, and I'll support it in any way I can. The problem in the end is not really going to be money. The problem in the end is going to be the maintenance of it. You'll get bureaucracy involved if you're not careful, because the point is, you know, you'll get people saying it's got to be pointing this way and that way, and we've got to have ceremonies for this and that. You can get yourself into a lot of trouble. Yeah, you can get into a minefield. But on the other hand, if you bring it back to life, put it back together again, put it somewhere in Salford where people would see it can only enhance public life in Salford without any doubt. And I think the university would be very interested, you know, because we've got a university now that has huge numbers of foreign students, and I think those students would actually be fascinated.
I'm surprised at the number of people I've spoken to who've never even heard of the Totem Pole. We don't know anything about the cultural heritage we see in Salford and Canada, the trade links. I think it'd be a great landmark as well as a reminder of the city's cultural history.
I think it's very important because as time goes on in Salford, you know, what you're going to find is that students come here, thousands of students. And what's the difference between coming here and going to Oxford or Cambridge? The old academic universities, really, you've got an environment with shady cloisters and trees from the history of somewhere where Isaac Newton stood and so on. But what's Salford got? Salford's got the history of the modern world. It's got the history of how man treated man. You know, I mean, the disgraceful way of that children went down pits, and people worked in the mills, straight from workhouses. I mean, not just that, but then the glorious way that railways were made. Steelworks, huge gears, canals were built. The modern world emanated from here. That's what somebody could go back from university here and say, I went where it all started. So the totem pole is part of that, because I remember those liners going off to Canada and sailing up the same mountain. And there were ghosts that just drifted over the end of the street. You'll remember that anyway, won't you?
In the age of it.